I recently switched over to DaVinci Resolve, and now I can give you some reasons why you shouldn't switch to DaVinci. I've been hyping it a lot. It's a really great program, but let's be real, there are some things that could be better, and I've even had to go back to Final Cut Pro for a few projects, and I'll tell you why. But very interestingly, I just asked on Twitter, what program do you edit your videos on? I've done this a few times in the past, and right now, Final Cut Pro is 27%, DaVinci Resolve 31%, and Premiere Pro 37%. DaVinci Resolve is just skyrocketing in usage, and I understand why, but I don't want you to get caught up in the hype, so we're gonna talk about some of the negative things. Also, I just got this. This is the new M2 Max Studio, which is like the most overkill editing machine that you can do like anything you want. I just quickly watched Tyler Stallman's video, and he was putting heavy denoise on DaVinci Resolve with this thing, and you have real-time playback, which is so crazy because I remember the first times color grading in DaVinci Resolve, and like you couldn't play back anything. Now we have computers like this that just allow us to do basically anything. And it's so small. Okay, if you have any questions about this, I think I'll probably make a video on it or something like that because it's just so good. Anyways, this video is not about that. That's gonna have to wait a little bit. First up, stability. DaVinci Resolve does crash. I would say, okay, here's how I would put it with the contenders. If I think the top 3 editing programs are Final Cut, DaVinci, and Premiere. I would say that Premiere is the worst in terms of stability. It crashes all the time, has really big bugs. Then DaVinci Resolve, and then Final Cut is by far the most stable, fast editing program. I've never had any issues that have really hindered my workflow. And that's kind of interesting, but it also kind of makes sense because I feel like it's the program that doesn't get updated very often, and there's no big features coming out every few months. Whereas DaVinci's doing a ton of work on it. Premiere, we know Premiere. So I've had some issues, like for example, I just lose playback all of a sudden. I can't play the clips and I have to restart the whole program and get it back. And it crashes once in a while. But none of the issues or bugs have been hindering the way I want to use the program, which is what I have felt with Premiere. I felt like I had to not do certain things because there was really big bugs. I was trying to avoid those. DaVinci, I haven't ran into anything like that, but it does crash. There are bugs. Understandable because they're doing so much revamping, but yeah. Number 2, there are way less plugins and programs and things built for DaVinci, like third-party things that I use a lot. For example, my audio presets that I loved in Premiere and Final Cut. They're so good. You just slap them on and like it sounds incredible. It was so fast to work with. DaVinci, I don't have that sort of stuff. We apologize. There was an update in Final Cut, and right now the Final Cut audio plugins don't really work, and that's not our fault. There seems to be some sort of like bug in the new update, or they really changed something, which means we might either have to redo them all, or I don't know. But yeah, we're working on it. Sorry, it's not our fault. But yeah, I feel like I'm lacking a lot of the digital tools in my tool belt right now. But one place that does have a lot of tools for DaVinci is Motion Array. All the titles you're seeing in this video, all the little transitions, that's all from Motion Array. I love using these little film overlays just to kind of stylize the videos and just to make transitions a little bit cleaner. They have a bunch of titles, transitions, motion graphics, along with a ton of others like openers and audio, video, and stock images. Just so many tools to use. And I really like Motion Array because no matter what program you're using, they have tools for you, and that same subscription, very affordable, goes with you no matter what editing program you're using. And they even have free stuff to try. For example, these glitch titles, really cool, high quality. They're for free. You can try it out, see if you like it, and then, get the subscription if it's working out for you. I definitely recommend finding your own tools like these that you can just speed up your workflow and your process and get things done way faster at a higher quality. It is so worth a subscription like this. Thank you so much, Motion Array, for sponsoring this video and for sponsoring my channel. Back to things that I don't really like about DaVinci. Number 3, which surprised me, is the color grading. And now it's not what you think. Overall, I think the color grading is still incredible. It's so good. The tools, the control you have, I love it. But I do feel like it's a bit clunky and slow when you need to be super fast and super nimble. I still think when you're under a time crunch and you need to get things done fast, Premiere kind of has it the best, where you can just put an adjustment layer, figure out the look up there, and then you can just go through all the clips underneath that and tweak them a little bit, do the color correction, all of that stuff. It's really fast, intuitive. I really like it. Whereas DaVinci, you get to the color tab and then you're given these like weird little like just thumbnails of all the clips in your video, and it feels like you have to go through every single clip, and you kind of in a way have to. Yeah, there's remote grades. Yeah, there's kind of like an adjustment layer, but it doesn't work the same in terms of just fixing the clips underneath it a little bit. So yeah, I really feel like when I'm under a time crunch, it's too slow for me. The whole process is too slow, and that's why I've had to go back and use Final Cut a few times where I just had very limited time to get a video done. Sometimes I'm making my videos in just like an hour or two, basically, from filming to editing to getting it out there. And so, yeah, I feel like I don't have that with DaVinci right now. With color grading specifically, it feels too clunky. I want to see my whole timeline. I want to be able to color grade whatever clip. I don't want these little stupid thumbnail things. I don't know if I'm alone here, but it just feels really slow. Number 4, sometimes it just feels too complicated. I think out of the 3 editing programs, it is the most complicated, just because you're getting all these other programs inside of your video editing program. And sometimes that's really great. You want that control. And for professional, high quality videos, you need that control. But then sometimes it feels a little clunky and slow and annoying, and you kind of just feel like, I wish I could just do everything in one place and not have to go through all the tabs of like editing. Then I'm doing audio and fusion for motion graphic. Then I'm doing color grading. It just feels a little slow at times. So yeah, I think it works well for kind of like bigger, higher end things or more complicated edits. But then when you're trying to do like a quick YouTube video or something for social media, it feels a little slow to me. Basically what I'm saying is I love the control. I love having all those options, but I also wish I had a faster workflow to get through it real fast. And I feel like I don't have that in DaVinci right now. Partly too, I just haven't used it enough, so I haven't figured out kind of like, you always kind of figure out the ways to make it more efficient, make it faster, and I just haven't used DaVinci enough yet to get to that place. But still, I feel like there should be a kind of like a faster, quick workflow also in there. Number 5, I think a lot of this comes from the fact that it's still a program that's kind of under construction. It started off as just a color grading tool software, the best of the best, and now it's become everything. And I feel like, yeah, they're moving really fast, but they're still kind of under construction. It's like you booked a nice hotel and you go there and they decided to renovate, but they told you that they were going to be done and they're not done yet. And there's still some remnants of construction, noise, and stuff happening. That's kind of how I feel here. I think there's a lot of things like, with the audio presets, it kind of feels like there isn't a good way for us to do the audio presets right now. We want to make the audio presets for DaVinci also, but it kind of feels like maybe you can't, or it's a little unclear right now. Now, the great thing is that DaVinci is moving super fast and just improving and adding so many things super fast. But that means that we're kind of in this like construction phase still right now, which for some people can be really annoying. For me, it hasn't really bothered me too much, but there's definitely some things that I wish I had still, and I feel like we don't quite have everything. So the big question is, do I regret switching to DaVinci Resolve? No, I still think it's really great, and I think it is the best program in terms of if you want to go really high end, really high quality, the best production, I think DaVinci is the way to go right now. But every program has their strengths and weaknesses, and I actually like the fact that I can hop into Premiere, edit something, no problem right now. I can go to Final Cut, edit something super fast, it exports really fast, takes advantage of all the Apple computing power. And then I can also go to DaVinci and make a whole video in there and color grade and get all that stuff done. I don't know, I think once you kind of learn one program, it's pretty easy to learn another, and it's actually a really good skill to be able to just use whatever program is best for that project. It's a little bit more complicated, obviously, and a lot more learning, but I don't know, I kind of like it. So finally, am I sticking with DaVinci? Yes, I am. I'll probably still use Final Cut Pro every once in a while if I need to be really fast, or maybe for like some reels or something like that. And if Vision Pro comes out and we got Final Cut, and that's the only way to edit in Vision Pro, then I might have to go back to Final Cut. But for now, we're sticking with DaVinci Resolve, and I think, judging by the Twitter poll, I think a lot of people are making that jump. Just a lot of people are switching to DaVinci. It just makes sense. It's really affordable. It's kind of the cheapest in a way. Maybe Final Cut's cheaper, but you're getting pro level, the best of the best tools, and that's really hard to beat right now. Plus, they're just innovating and growing and making it better way faster than the other two programs. So yeah, that's my bet right now, but I could be wrong. We'll see. I just go with whatever tool is best for me. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.